Now, what I have to show you today is this. Wrong box. There we are. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, provided to me from Beatrice and her friend. They paid for me to have this, which is pretty cool, actually. I guess that over there. That about there. Okay. And the thing I forgot to do last night was catch up to where we were in the game, because I had the save file. I had a save file on the other version, but that didn't carry over. I was about to go to sleep. I was like, oh yeah, can't wait to show this to you guys. It's like, I'll just load up the game. The save file doesn't carry over, so I had to sit up and actually replay the game again until we could pick up where we left off, because I was under the impression, the wrong assumption, that it would work like Umineko, where it would have a save file that we could just quick go to and play it from there. But no, it's an actually physically different game. And my beard keeps bugging me. There we go. It works. But yeah, and the neat thing about this one, it has all three of the games, and improved graphics and UI. Anyway, we left off with the hello, and thank you again for this game. We left off with the big old court battle between us and Miss May and the red, white, blue court man, pink dude, with over the trial of Mia Fey, our chief, our old partner and boss. And in order to save her sister, Maya, who also is a spirit medium and can channel the powers of the dead, which we found out at the end of the game. And here we are. So we're starting at the beginning of the next chapter, so which is called Turnabout Samurai. So let's go. Hey, welcome. You have disgraced me for the last time, Samurai. The pale moon in the sky cries for your blood. The moon? No, it is you who should gaze upon the moon, for it will be the last moon you will ever see. See you in hell, evil magistrate. The warrior's swords gleam and strike in the moonlight. One has fallen, but who? Only the moon knows. Don't miss next week's exciting episode. The Dark Messenger returns. October 14th, 5:31 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. That rocked! See you in hell, evil magistrate. Whoa, stop waving that brew around. Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were here. Of course I'm here. What was that surreal show you were watching? One sec. What? Nick, you mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? He's one of the most popular TV hero for young people. Young? Like, how young? 10 years old? Then what the heck are you doing getting all excited? Hey, I'm only 17. That's 17, see? I'm a teen, not like you, Nick. Hey, don't talk to me like I'm your grandpa or something. I'm only 24 myself. And watch it with me. He's really cool, and it's really popular. When they asked grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was #1. I really worry about kids these days. Gramps, well, the Steel Samurai's over. I guess it's time to close up the office. I guess. Wish we had some clients. You don't want to wish for that, not in this place. A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time, but no one paid any attention to the Wright & Co. law offices. How am I going to pay the rent this month? Indeed. It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. October 16th, 8:14 a.m. Phoenix Wright's bedroom. Bring, bring. Beep. Hello? This is Phoenix. Nick! My? What? It's still early. It's the Steel Samurai. The Steel Samurai got arrested. Huh? You mean the guy on the show? Yes. They're saying that the Steel Samurai killed a villain. Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Yeah, on TV. Yeah, on TV. No, I mean, he actually did it, in real life. He skewered a villain with a samurai spear. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Just come to the office, quick. Please, Nick. Beep. October 16th, 9:22 a.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Maya's here, watching television. Now for the morning news. The actor Will Powers was arrested yesterday. Powers played the lead role in the popular kids show The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo. He was arrested on suspicion of murder. The victim was Jack Hammer, who plays the villain known as the Evil Magistrate. His body was found still inside the Evil Magistrate costume. The samurai spear was also found stuck through his body. Police believe this was the murder weapon and are investigating further. This has to be a joke. No, no, no. It's a nightmare. The Steel Samurai is over. The world is over. Ring, ring. Beep. Yes? Wright & Co. Law Offices. What? Nick. It's the Steel Samurai. What? Yes, yes. Of course. We'll be right there. Beep. Let's go, Nick. Go? Go where? They have the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So, I've decided this will be our first case. Also, I'm able to actually, effectively mess with the menu now instead of having to click and do oddball stuff, which is nice. But they had really stupid original controls. Yeah, back was backspace, confirm was enter. Then you had to use the arrow keys, but Q and E were the buttons to... It was weird. I fixed a bunch of it. Well, what should we do? What should we do? How can you just sit there like that? We have to get down to the detention center and meet the Steel Samurai. Does she want to investigate this case or just do some sightseeing, I wonder? My money's on sightseeing. Right. And yeah, now Maya is now a partner and we can bounce ideas off of her and get ideas for where to go and such. October 16th, Detention Center, Visitors Room. What's wrong, Maya? It's him, in the flesh. Is that guy really him? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Powers, our client. That's him. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but he definitely did it. Murder. At least once. Maybe twice. Whoa, what are you saying? Yes? Something wrong? No. This is getting off to a great start. I know. You're disappointed, aren't you? Disappointed? Oh, no. No, it's okay. This is the real me. When I got the part of the Steel Samurai with that mask, I decided I would never show my face in public until the job was over. It's the kids, you know. I didn't want to wreck their dreams. Oh. I guess it didn't matter. So much for dreams. I wonder what they think of the Steel Samurai now. Nick. What? He's a good guy. I mean, he's good. Yeah. He didn't do it. Okay. Meet Will Powers, the Steel Samurai. What happened? Maybe you could start by telling us what happened? Yes, of course. It seems like it was only yesterday. Actually, it was only yesterday. The cast had come down to Global Studios for a run-through. We went through a few action sequences at 10 that morning. There was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 in the afternoon. But when 5 came around, and the staff gathered at the studio, the evil magistrate was found lying in a crumpled heap near the set. They took off his mask and discovered that it was Jack Hammer, dead. He had been expertly skewered with a samurai spear. The samurai spear? Yes, it's a long spear that the Steel Samurai uses as a weapon. Maybe you could explain to me just what the Steel Samurai is. Nick, how could you say such a thing? I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for my partner. He's new to this and a bit out of touch with the world. Hey, who's new to this? No, it's alright. Really. The Steel Samurai is the lead character in a popular kids show. He walks the streets of Neo-Old Tokyo, fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate. Although, I guess he did defeat him this time. I see. Neo-Old Tokyo? Who comes up with these names? The Japanese. Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning I came to the studios at 9 o'clock. We worked through some action scenes until noon. Rehearsal was to begin at 5 o'clock, but I was a little tired. So after lunch, I took a nap in my dressing room. When I woke up, it was after 5. I was late for the rehearsal. I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder? Some action hero. What will the kids think? I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. Right. Global Studios. I'll draw you a map. Wow, Nick, let's go. I only bet $10 she asks for autographs. Alright. Studio, main gate. I think this is the one where you meet a very notable character in the series, and learn a common term with the fan base. October 16th, Global Studios main gate. Or at least this arc, I think, is the one. Wow, so this is where they make the Steel Samurai show. Awesome. Aren't you excited? Yep, there she is. Hey, you there. You want in? You gotta go through me. Oh, sorry. We're, lawyers. Oh, yeah? Well, that's great. I'm security. And it's my job to make sure gawkers like you stay out. Gawkers? Gawkers. Sightseers. Tourists. I know the type. You heard about the incident and came to snoop around. Use today. Something horrible happens and you can continue sightseeing, wasting your time at a place like this. Don't you have jobs to do or lawyers not to work with the rest of us? Maybe I should become a lawyer too. Sounds like a life of ease and no looking around. I was thinking a little different. Maybe I have to practice hippie clothes. Or the use coming these days. My own son had called. Nick? Will I grow up to be like her? Please say no. I don't know. It's possible. Hey! Listen when you're being spoken to. Use today. I present to you Mrs. Oldbag. Yeah. I'll do my best to try and emulate what she does, but my beard is... Apparently I slept on the wrong side of my beard and it's all wonky now. But I'll do my best to emulate how she talks. I can't talk that fast, though. The studios. So, what do you do here at the studios? At Global Studios, we make children's dreams come true. In fact, in my younger days... No, you were a star? Only a little twinkle between the stars here, I'm afraid, dearie. Wow. This place has really gone downhill, you know? But 10 years ago, now that was a studio of dreams. Hammer was a big star back then, too, he was. Hammer? The victim, dummy. The evil magistrate. He's been reduced to playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with. Can you tell me about Mr. Will Powers? He's not a bad kid, but don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want him on the silver screen without it. Believe me. Little old ladies watching would lose their lunch. That's probably why he thought that the Steel Samurai was his big chance. No one thought he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jackhammer. We don't know for certain that Will Powers is guilty. Powers? Of course he's guilty. How do I know? I know everything. That's my job. Mr. Hammer. What kind of person was Jackhammer? What kind of person? Oh, if only you knew. Jackhammer will live on in many hearts as the ultimate action hero. He was simply dashing in the Dynamite Samurai series. Should I have heard of that? But there was an accident during filming 5 years ago. He got an unlucky break after that, reduced to playing the villain on the children's program. What's more, I heard they were paying him peanuts. It's enough to make you cry. Reason for suspicion. Why are you so certain Mr. Powers is the killer? I was standing right here yesterday, I was. I was here from 1 in the afternoon to 5, when they found the body. Now the studio where the murder took place is to the left here. So if you want to go to the studio, you have to pass by me. Only one person went by here between 1 and 2:30 when the murder took place. And that person was Mr. Powers? Yes, I saw him. But Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his dressing room. Oh, I'm sure he would say that. He's no fool. But he was the only one that walked by. He's the killer. You can bet your biscuits on it. Isn't it about time for you to be heading home? There's nothing to see here. Move along. Actually, we're here at Mr. Powers' request. I thought you were suspicious looking. Show me a letter of request, and maybe I'll just let you in. This lady here thinks she owns this place, obviously. Will you take my badge? What's that? You giving that to me? Absolutely not. Alright, guess not. Back to jail we go. Hello, how's the studio? They all think I did it, don't they? No, not at all. Isn't that right, Nick? Right, not at all. At worst, you're a suspect. Your alibi. Mr. Powers, you aren't hiding anything from me, are you? What? No, I'd never do that. Earlier, you said that you were sleeping in your dressing room after lunch. Yes, like a baby. But the security lady says she saw you that day. She says she saw you heading towards the scene of the crime. What? That's not possible. I really don't know what to say. I was sleeping, I promise. Mr. Powers, if you want me to help you, you have to tell me the truth. I'm new to this lawyer business, and I need every advantage I can get. I know, I'm sorry. But I swear to you, on my mama's grave, I was sleeping. Maybe the security lady only thought she saw me? What did she see? He doesn't seem to be lying. The security lady. About the security guard at the main gate to the studio. Oh, the security lady? She's terrible. She called me suspicious looking. Yes, actually, she said the same thing to me before. Take off that mask, were her words, I believe. She sucks up to all the bigwigs at the studio. But let her see you stumble once, and she'll never let up on you. She's got some nerve. Do you think you could write up a letter formally requesting my representation? Of course. Powers' request added to the court record. Document proving Will Powers' request for an attorney. I just hope this will get me past that security lady. Alright. Back we go. Here's your stupid paper. Ma'am, have a look at this. It's a letter of request for Mr. Powers. Yes, I recognize the bold, childish scrawl. Powers' request given to the security lady, to think he would entrust his fate to the use of such unreliable appearance. Really? Really? Anyway, you may pass. But only left from here, towards the studios. Not going to the right. That's the employee area. No one allowed inside, pal, were my instructions. The good detective told me himself. Hey, Nick. There were maps in the security guard station. Hey, not bad. Those are 50 cents apiece. Thank you. Well, time to go, Nick. 50 cents. Guide map of Global Studios added to the court record. Alright. Just crazy old lady. Outside Studio 1. October 16th. Studio entrance. My beard still bugs me. I don't know why. It's stuck that way. There we go. Maybe. Hey. Aren't you that murderer from the other day? What? It's that confused detective. Hey, pal. You know Prosecutor Edgeworth is all upset, and it's all your fault. I saw him sipping tea and staring gloomily out the window. So? Hey. If he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work. Detective? I think you hurt his feelings. Oh no. I'm sorry. Well, I think his feelings are easily hurt. You're right, pal. It's all my fault. I can blame other people all I want, but I know the truth in my heart. Hey, don't take it so hard. There's always the next case. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here? Well, we're on this case too, pal. Huh? Hey, you can't just go around saying pal like that. That's my endearing character trait. I'd say he's a character, alright. Hey, pal. How you been? I love Gumshoe. The investigation. So, how's your investigation going, detective? Well, hey, I can't tell you that, pal. Nick, maybe you need to be a little more indirect with your questions. Right. So, detective, mind if I take a look at what you got? What I got? The autopsy report, the latest version, if you please. Right. Sorry about what happened last time, pal. Autopsy report added to the court record. Time of death, 10:15 at 2:30 p.m. Cause, pierced through the chest by a spear. Reason for arrest. Why was Mr. Powers arrested? Simple, pal. The murder took place right over there in Studio 1. Now, the victim entered Studio 1 at approximately 1 p.m. At that time, there was no one other than the victim in the studio. According to the autopsy report, the time of death was 2:30 p.m. Only one person went to the studio between 1 and 2:30. And that person was none other than Will Powers. No one else, pal. If you think I'm lying, that's the security lady at the main gate. Nick, if that's true, anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence. Thanks for cheering me up. The security lady. About the security lady. Oh, that sweet old lady? What a charmer. Huh? Are we talking about the same person? When I showed her my badge, she gave me a donut and some coffee. Remember what Powers said? She's a sucker for authority. She even gave me a piece of valuable evidence. What? Decisive evidence. What kind of evidence? Well, the photo. The photo of the Steel Samurai heading towards the scene of the crime. What? Who took that? See the camera up on the gate, pal? The gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign? Yeah. Whenever someone walks by, that camera automatically snaps a photo of him. Oh no. Nick, he has evidence. We're finished. Funny, for someone with hard proof, he doesn't look too happy. What's wrong, pal? You seem down. Don't look so happy when you say that. Oh. We'd like to ask the employees here some questions. Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you like. Of course, you're not going to find any clues I haven't already found. I'm glad someone around here seems to be enjoying themselves. Nick, let's go. We've got a free pass to this place. Now's our chance to check things out. Alright. I think I'll take a look at some stuff first. And it's big old screen. There's no more big old half screen stuff. The studio mascot. I guess it's a monkey of some kind. But what kind of monkey has a nose like that? He's holding a sign in his hand. Right to Studio 1, left to Studio 2. What's up with that thing? It looks kind of busted. Oh, the wind was pretty strong yesterday and the head broke off. And took that tree down with it too. Oh, that's neat. They keep it all in one big old bit. Detective Gumshoe, what's down the path to the left? Looks like a tree fell down over the path. Oh, yeah. That way's kind of dangerous. You should stay out, pal. There's nothing down there anyway. That's where Studio 2 used to be, they tell me. They don't use it now, though. Hey, there's a camera here. That's a security camera. It takes photos of people going to the studio. All you have to do is look at the data and you can see who went where. There's a number plate on the camera. ST1307. That must be the camera ID number. Alright, that seems decent enough. Let's move on. Nick, look! That security lady's in the guard station stuffing her face with donuts. I guess all cops like their donuts. Yeah, and they're soft enough she doesn't need teeth to chew them. Hey, you. Well, are you satisfied Powers is guilty yet? You had to make my life harder by giving that photo to Detective Gumshoe. Photographic proof. Why didn't you tell us about the security photo, ma'am? Oh, that? I just thought it would be more thrilling to talk with the detective himself. These things are important, you know. Just to the left from here is the gate with the camera that took the photo. It's my job to check the photos every day, you see. Reason for suspicion. This guard station is in a central position. No matter where you go here, you pass by my station first. Now, poor Hammer, he went to the studio just before 1. The murder happened right around 2:30, see? The only one I seen go through here between 1 and 2:30 was Powers himself. The security camera got a good look at him, too. If he's not the one that did it, I don't know who is. Maybe it was you? Good one, Sonny. She thinks I was joking. Mr. Hammer. Was the victim Mr. Hammer, a popular actor? Oh, he was the biggest star in the studio. Was? Past tense? Oh, yes. He was great as the bearded samurai. That too, yes. He shone the brightest back in the day. Making a star like him play the evil magistrate. It's a disgrace, I tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him? Alright, automatic camera. About the security camera. Oh yes, the camera. It's automatic. It can tell when someone walks through that gate, see? Then it snaps a photo. Apparently, it records the time when it takes a picture too. But I don't bother myself with those details. I just view all the photos on the computer over in the security guard station. I check them every day before going home, I do. Alright, let's see if we can take a peek at it. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Hey, no touching! Guess not. Employee area. Let's see. October 16th, Global Studios employee area. Nick, this is where they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Hey, look, there's Powers' dressing room. No one's here this soon after the murder, I guess. Let's take a look around. Alright. Soda can. The remains of yesterday's lunch are scattered around. Everyone was probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone on one of the plates, minus the steak. T-bone steak. That would have hit the spot. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. What? Alright, let's see. That must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the film equipment. Wow, Nick, you know a lot about the industry. What else would they keep in a film studio? Let's see. Cola, candy, chips, gum. Huh. It's so normal. I was expecting some cool theme snacks or something. Popcorn, at least. Wait, look! Samurai soda! Nick, try this! Ladies first. Alright, I think that's enough. Bebopping around. Oop. Do I have to check the door? The door to the dressing room. It's not locked. Hey, Nick, let's take a look inside. Maybe we can find something as a souvenir? What do you mean, find? You never know. There might be something like the samurai spear. We don't need a spear. And that's the murder weapon, for crying out loud. Alright, let's see if we can go in there now. There we are. The dressing room. October 16th. Global Studios dressing room. Powers' dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping. Or at least, this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap here, did they? Right, and there's a picture of him near the crime scene. I hope he's telling the truth, for his sake. Alright, let's take a look. I'm going to look at this face here. There's a vast array of cosmetics here. Ooh. This is the wig he used in Samurai Boogie Woogie. Nick, try this on. No. And how can you tell the name of a show just by looking at a wig? I, kind of like samurai movies. Kinda? Suspicious bag. Hmm? This must be Powers' bag. Hey, don't open that. Look! An employee card key. That must be Powers'. It says Studio One. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow it. You mean borrow. Card key added to the court record. Card key for studio employees. Grants entry into Studio One. And there we go. There's some regular suits in among the costumes here. Those must be his own clothes. It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes. I'd say you were already wearing one, myself. We found out how to do movie nights in Discord. Oh, cool. Yeah, I fit. Oh yeah, in Discord, you guys did a pretty big overhaul of the place. It's pretty interesting seeing it all. But yeah, if you guys need a movie night or whatever for Discord, feel free to use it. Do whatever. It's up for you guys. More the merrier and all that stuff. But movie night, huh? I don't know if I could do that. Well, I could try it at least, maybe. Alright. Well, we got a card that we can go to Studio One. This is also one of the annoying aspects of the game series. You saw we went to Studio One, went back to the thing, went to Studio One, went back to... And there's a lot of backtracking. It's kind of annoying for a lot of us. Yes. I guess we can present it? Hey, detective, take a look at this. What is that? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't show him that. He'll confiscate it. Aw, I just wanted to show it off. Guess not. Do you have to show it to the, lady? Alright, give a sec. Oh, that's what it is. Alright. There we are. That's the button. Okay. There's a second one here. I've got a guide up here because I remember this one being a lot of back and forth. I'd rather save you some of that stuff. But there's an open gate here. The metal grate on the drain here has been taken off. There's a pretty big drain. A kid could fit through there, I bet. Yeah, if you snuck in that way, you wouldn't have to pay it at the gate. Well, if you want to leave that way, be my guest. Right. Oh, hey, I'm not a kid. You did say you were a teenager, though. Alright. Excuse me. Alright. Storage room. Already went through there. Alright. Maybe this bike. Looks like one of those electric-powered bicycles. I don't know about these. I mean, what's the point? It makes it a lot easier to go up hills. Don't people cycle to get exercise? Yes, but there is also just the having to travel a lot. You don't get think, move, and stuff. Electric bikes, they are nice for longer distance travel. It's not always just for exercise. You need to get someplace relatively quickly, faster than foot. That's where they're... Yeah. DMC, I don't know. Try not to, and if it's a problem, we'll figure it out later. But yeah, being stuck at times, and yeah, I remember that too. It was a Game Boy Edition game. They got better at the later ones. The entrance to Studio 1. That's the studio where they found Jack Cameron's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. I wonder if this card key we borrowed from the dressing room will work. Beep. It opened. Alright, we're in. She's way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene. And there we go. October 16th, Studio 1. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. Well, the evil magistrate did die here, and the steel samurai killed him. The murder weapon was a samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. Alright, let's go. They outlined where Jack Hammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate costume. I guess that's why the head part looks like a helmet. Funny. I expected a spear stabbing wound to leave at least a few bloodstains. I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. Alright, there's a book there. Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of filming. And look, a megaphone. A real-life megaphone. Ready, Nick? Action! This girl is more trouble than I thought. Can't examine that. Look, a ladder. I present to you the running gag of Phoenix Wright. That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right, sorry. This girl is out there. Alright. I do like how they have the little check mark for things you've looked at before. They didn't have that in the original one. It was just a blank square. Wow, look at that camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, so don't touch it. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought. Hey, you! No touching that! Yeah, sorry. My partner's kind of, you know. You know? No, I don't know. Who are you? Who, me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff. Moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers representing Mr. Will Powers. Oh, you're WP's people. WP? Oh, Will Powers. WP. I get it. I don't envy you guys one bit. But do what you can for WP, okay? He'd never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Don't worry. Leave it to us. Alright. The day of the crime. Could you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yes. I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studios isn't doing so well right now. And yesterday was only rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. That's the old bag back there. In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area. WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area, that's where Powers' dressing room is, right? Yes, that's the place. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. Then I saw WP go into his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that. Alright. Did you know that Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private... What kind of girl do you think I am? What kind? No, I'm sure you're a fine girl. Sorry. So much for getting a confirmation of Powers' alibi. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer. They even have a photograph. Sorry. I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. A clue. A lead. Well, I don't know about that, but that day, just after noon, I sensed someone was here. You sensed? Yes, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe? No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? But wait, if someone had come in here, would that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks. That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. Alright. Just one more thing, though. So you sensed that someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio? Yes, I think. I think doesn't cut it in a witness testimony. Nick, what about the security lady? Someone else came into the studio. She must have seen them. Alright. We'll go talk to Mrs. Oldbag. Bye, Gumshoe. Bye, Gumshoe. October 16th. Global Studios. Main gate. What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Close enough. You're almost there. Yeah. I remember. I remember a really specific one with a little friend. Assistant's claim. What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone on the outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Alright, you better tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh? We were just talking to the assistant in Studio 1. Her! She's not even a full-time employee! All you youngins are like that nowadays, running your mouths like that. Tomorrow saying that one thing, well, obviously, let me tell you, do one thing and two about the others back there. Shame that used today. She left. Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. Alright. Mrs. Oldbag. There's a computer that runs the studio security cameras. Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with his computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Nah, let's leave it alone. We can check it back later, right? Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick? Looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers. Let's see. First, I need the date of the murder. Looks like the camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. 1. That was when the security lady arrived at the guard station. Please enter the number of the security camera. I think it was 307? There. Enter. Hey, it printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Well, he is the only one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. Huh? October 15th, 2 p.m. Photo number 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day? Nope, that's the only one in the computer. Powers' photo added to the court record? Taken at the gate between the entrance and the studio. October 15th, 2 p.m. Photo number 2. Hey, Nick. Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said. Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I give you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So, are we done for today? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady. To be continued. Save your progress? Why, yes, I think we will. Alright. Alright. Now it's the day of the trial, I believe. Alright. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 at Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, see? This here is the employee area. Edgeworth. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that worked at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m., the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? Yeah, we'll skip it. I think I can probably remember that. I'm glad that the skip it was the first option and not the read that again as the first option, because that was so annoying. That stupid owl. That just stupid owl. So the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. Samurai spear. This spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, What did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Hi, old bag. Will the witness declare her name? Hmm? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edwards has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. Oh, hello. Exeter, welcome. Welcome to the party. Just in time to see Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Just call me Grandma. So when I was an old bag, not really that was. So our children would make fun of me and just believe it. But there was this boy, the captain of the chess club in junior high. He called me an old bag. We'll just cry because objection. Objection. I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Edworth Oldbag, best interactions. Yes, they are. Yes, see, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness testimony. Witness's account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. What a charming old bad. Well, that still kind of fits. Maybe less so, but... yeah. You saw the defendant, then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Doki Doki, Science Gate, Fate, and Ace Attorney. Yep, Danganronpa, yep. All of them. I'd put in a bit more, but I'm starting to run out of space, and if I put a bit more, it kind of clutters up everybody else. They don't have a fair chance. If you do have suggestions or things that might be interesting on there, yeah, go ahead. No, I'd prefer ones I've actually read, but I don't know. It's still a work in progress. Witness's account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. So, up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio? Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You'd need an employee card key to get in. Right, the card key that I have. So, what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Oh yeah, that's so... well, the classic is already done. True. I would like to do Danganronpa again. I've done the first and the second, and I have the third on the sale. When I got, Higurashi and such. I picked that up as well. So I'd like to bring that into our story times at some point. We'll get around to things, but I can only do so much in a day, man. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. Hold it! Run-through? They were working out a scene between the Seal Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? I had some errands to run that morning. Hold it. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers observing, you know? Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you to lock the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. Did you see the victim then? Oh, wow. Stuff. Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. No, it's an offer. It's freely given or refused. It's up to you to do whatever. We just offer it because we can. And it's more fun with more people. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Yeah, currently it's mostly about languages. German, Russian, Japanese, and I think a bit of Chinese in there too somewhere. I don't know, but we're still just kind of doing whatever, man. So, you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second? Of course. I'm a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper? No, it's just, after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday, I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper whapper. Snipper whapper? Old Wembag is losing it, Nick. Oh, it's fine. It's the fact that you chip in at all would be awesome, man. Yeah, I can only really do English, but I'm attempting all the other stuff too, so I suck at it, but it don't matter. We're having fun. Why don't you raise an objection? So, the witness was on duty through the afternoon, the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Hold it. How did you know that? Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor Detective Gumshoe getting ratted out by a security guard. Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. Hold it. 2. You're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Hold it. So, you say you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Are you sure about that? Because I'm pretty sure that's some dude in a costume. Objection. Yeah, it's hell, you can even just watch the channel, just pop in and hang out and chat. We're really laid back here, but we get excited about random things. I have no idea what we'll be talking about the next week. It's yeah, yesterday was antennas, so let me get this straight, old bag, or Mrs. Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this, exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Oldie Tokyo. Mrs. Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Humph, nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised? The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me, this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Ja. Guten Morgen. For me, anyway. Let's hear about your proof, then. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Maybe not the best thing to say. Or the best way to say it. Alright. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. Hold it. Rubber snapper! Hey, I haven't even said anything yet. I'll have you know, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up. Youth today, always whining about each other, pointing fingers this way and that. It's enough to make an old lady cry. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I'll skip ahead then. I saw Powers trip and fall. Hold it. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. It helped make it better for him, of course. I helped make it better for him. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear. The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This struck me as a significant detail. Just a bit. I'd better write this down in the court record. Samurai spear, updated in the court record. The murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus, the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot. Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? No, of course not. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Witness testimony. Witness's account. Continued. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. True? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Kawaii Edgeworthy mode. Oh, cool. Oh, thank you for the follow-up, by the way. I just now noticed that. Cool. Wes, I'm slowly gathering people for world domination. Yay. No, it's fine. Feel free to use emotes and all that stuff. Feel free to field chat up or whatever. Just as long as it's not enough to get any of us banned for some reason. Knock yourself out. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Cross-examination. Witness's account. Continued. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. True? How do you know that? Eh? Did I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective, and then, after some rubbish about being a secret pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Hold it. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking pressed by it all. Nobody suspicious looking. Right. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Oop, sorry. There we are. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Yes, so don't share that stupidity on us, alright? But yeah, no. Good. Are you sure? Objection. The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio has to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Old Windbag sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Heyo, young James, welcome to the show. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Time of Haram's death was 2 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studios before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. Yeah, I would have seen them. Yep. I think it's this one. Not the guide map. Photo number 2. I believe this is it, right? Haha. That was cool. There's a little cheat. If you put in the wrong evidence, the music keeps playing and then they tell you you're an idiot. But if you do it right, the music stops. It's like, hold on. I picked that up and kind of cheat with that a bit. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture? And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Ooh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but two people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means two people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to me. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Auntie boy, help. Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. Ooh, story tabletop campaign. Really? Let us know. We're always interested in stories and campaigns and shit. What kind? D&D? I see. Your testimony, please. Witness testimony. The other person. Every day, after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day. This is Oldbag. This is the first time I've heard of this. Well, of course, honey. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination. Alright. Well, which setting system? Pathfinder? Fate? Which one? I'm a bit into tabletop. Not an expert, but I know of a few. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected. But I kind of expected this. Mrs. Oldbag. Everybody. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded in the security computer and check them. How many photos are there, usually? On a day when we're open to the public, we get more than 500 people. But on filming days, or rehearsal days, well, we don't have much money. We never get more than 50, and that's a big day. Do you back up all the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Well, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? Huh, a fanboy. A fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get their information about the rehearsal from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Objection! Wait a second. Did you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and, well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and... They're kids. Children. Whippersnappers. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased, it was a boy. Probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade, I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick? What's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Or else. Chat kind of blew up there. Give me a sec. Play it online. Yeah, we used to do it online, but internet issues, scheduling conflicts, and stuff caused problems for me. I'd like to try it again, maybe, but maybe with my new internet setup, if we can get that going, it might work out a bit better. But yeah, we played on stream a while back. You don't need to know anything about D&D. Strangely, there didn't know anything either, and she did beautifully. She was a druid who tamed dragons, the seducer of dragons as a druid. Yeah. Move along properly. It is. It can be. I was the DM for the game. Everyone there on schedule. Yeah, that was part of it. We'd have a couple of people one day, a couple other people the next time, and it got weird. Was that a cult that worships a cartoon character goes up against the Russian mafia in a bid to turn their character physical? How would that even work, man? That's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, kind of, but with bobs and such. Interesting. Know that mafia. We here in Russia know that the mafia can do anything, manifesting the cartoon characters into corporeal form. It's just that Russian ingenuity, I guess. Anyway. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping. Honest. So, who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it. Really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we gonna do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? People don't sound like that. Alright, go back to comments. Yeah, I did see the Agricola stuff. It was pretty cool. I'd like to maybe try it someday. Again, it's just when we have time or schedule or something that means to do so. That's an interesting one. The cartoon cultists and the mafia. That is, I will flat out say that is original. It's just as the cartoon show. Interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. We've got another half an hour here or so. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. but there's still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. Yeah, actually, it's the power of imagination summoning cartoons. Or something like that. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right. Great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So, who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? The security lady, the grade school boy, the assistant girl. Obviously, it's not the security lady. She loves the dude. She would not kill him. The grade school boy probably couldn't. The other one up is the assistant girl, I guess. True story. Cartoons being summoned by the Mafia, as far as I know, is not a true story. Unless I am severely uninformed about how Mafia works. It was the assistant. The Steel Samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the Steel Samurai. So you're saying that the Steel Samurai in the picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. Objection. If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Oh. Uh-oh. Bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury. Powers and poor Hammer were at the run-through. Oh, and me. What about the assistant? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. No, you're fine today. Feel free to post that link. Oh, thank you for the host. Cool. The assistant knew nothing of Mr. Powers' injury. She could look the Steel Samurai look with that costume. But she couldn't walk the Steel Samurai walk. She wouldn't have limped. That kind of takes the legs out from under that case. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you as I warned. Well, shit. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. May we move on, Mr. Wright? This fight isn't over yet. You would, Your Honor. One more chance, please. Very well. Go ahead. So who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? The grade school boy? It was the grade school boy. Why isn't anyone saying anything? Are you seriously suggesting the boy did it, Mr. Wright? Grade school boy kills veteran action star with spear. For one thing, the murder weapon was for the Steel Samurai. Would you care to explain just how the boy would have obtained it from him? Maybe that was a dumb move on my part. Maybe. Maybe. How about absolutely, Nick? Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you as I warned. And this is part of the stuff with the Phoenix Wright series. You screw up a lot. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Maybe move on. One more chance. Very well. Go ahead. The only other person left is security lady. I'm kind of bad at lawyering, I guess. Don't count me for your lawyer. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There's only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper. Order. Order. Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in the costume, if she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't usually jump out with an objection and some new damning evidence. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something. What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. Press further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers the suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Mrs. Oldbag's action on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings. I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased. I tried. I honestly did. He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders' day, whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. Alright, give me a sec. Edgy boy, do something. Indeed. I think it's a card key. It's only granted to members. The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a card key? I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag. Speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. I present to you Oldbag. Oh, wait a second. I'm not just gonna sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. Witness testimony. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're gonna go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Saltbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until just now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Edgy boy, do something. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. Hold it. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So, where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, it's the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map. Here it is. Game lagged out. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Miss Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but continue. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? They told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. Nothing to do with it, see? I'll do this one. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side. So, you got your bonus, and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. Alright, take a break. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and, some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. Alright. We have survived another day in the world of Phoenix, right? Just barely. Thank God she's innocent. October 18th, 1:04 p.m. District Court, defendant in lobby number 3. She's not quite innocent. She's accused of lying, withholding information, bribery, and then squealing. But she's not guilty of murder. So far. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Aw, really? It's nothing. Oh, or should I say... We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that Seal Samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor Old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right. We'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. To be continued. But yeah. And this is one of the characters we were talking about being real weird and crazy and silly, and how you haven't seen anything yet. Yeah, it's and even still, this is just Old Bag. Just Old Bag. There is yet still more. And this is just the first game. October 18th, Wright & Co. Law Offices. What a day. This is no time for relaxing, Nick. Say, you think WP's got a chance? I guess that really depends on the people we find out about in today's trial. The director and producer? Yeah, them. Well, what are we doing here then? Let's get to the studios. Alright. October 18, 2:16 p.m. Global Studios, main gate. No one's here. Right, now that they have Miss Oldbag in custody, I guess they don't have anyone else to replace her. Hey, the guard station. Look, she left her donuts. What? I wasn't gonna eat them. Do we got donuts there? Computer that runs studio security cameras. Huh? Looks like it's been turned off for the day. Alright, I guess that's that. There will be even more crazier new bag, yes. I can say that without spoilers. Yes, there will be more crazy new bag. October 18th, Studio 1, entrance. Hey, Nick. It looks like Detective Gumshoe isn't here today. You're right. He's probably up to his neck in paperwork after the commotion of today's trial. So, Nick, remember that Studio 2 we heard about at the trial today? It was down that path with the fallen tree, right? Yeah, I think that's what they said. Maybe the director and the rest of them are there today? Now's our chance, Nick. Let's check it out. Alright. Off to Studio 2. October 18th, Studio 2, entrance. This is Studio 2? I thought so. Doesn't really look much like a studio, does it? No, that it does not. Hey, there's a trailer over there. Looks pretty sturdy for a movie set trailer. Are we sure this is a studio? It's a truck. A light van for moving staff and equipment around. They've kept it in pretty good shape. Looks like it'd run fine. Well, let's go for a drive. Sure, if I had a license. Nick, you don't have a driver's license? But look, I have this. Why are you showing me your attorney's badge, Nick? That really does nothing. In like, I think there's one spot where the attorney badge actually does something. An incinerator. Apparently they just put this one in. It's already covered in soot. They must not clean it much. Looks like 2 people ate here. There's nothing left on the plates. Hey, so they ate T-bone steaks too. What is it with steaks around here? Hey, there's always room for steak. But something does seem out of place. What? I don't know. It just feels odd. Alright. If not for the Game Boy cartridge limitations. Yeah, it's Game Boy cartridge. That's what limited. Phoenix is tossing out evidence. That's because of the Game Boy. There's some flowers here. Wow, so pretty. They're taking good care of these. Don't get too close. That fence looks dangerous. Yep. Trailer. Nick, let's go inside. You think it's okay? Oh, well, it's locked. Aw, shucks. I guess that's it then. Nobody here. Let's see. These look like materials for making a movie set. They've been sitting here for quite some time. This might as well be a junkyard. Yay. Alright. Can we look in the window? On closer inspection, this trailer looks like it's been here for a while. I don't think this is part of some temporary film set. I guess that's it. Well, that was kind of pointless. October 18th, Studio 1. I don't really want to be in here. Yeah, it's a murder scene. I want to go someplace else. Nick? Yes, fine, fine. We'll go someplace else. Main gate? Employee area? October 18th, Global Studios employee area. Look, it's that assistant girl. Hey. Hi, WP's lawyers, right? I heard about the trial. Great job, guys. Oh? Oh, don't mention it. Is it true they caught the security lady? Oh. Oh. Actually, she just called me. She told me to cover up that drain. You mean that one? Wow, what a mess. I know. I'm not so good with handiwork. Some assistant, right? No, that's about spot on. Yeah, but do you work on the props and the backdrops, right? But you do. Right. Just lots of times they end up looking worse than they did before I fixed them. Oh? Oh, well, I'm sure these things happen. Nothing to worry yourself about. You're right, I won't. Personally, I think she should worry at least a little bit more. If you'll excuse me, I have to go to the guard station. I'm supposed to fill in for Miss Holdbag. Right. See you later, then. Good luck with the investigation. Alright, let's check it out, then. So, the fanboy they were talking about in the trial today. He came in through that drain? So it seems. I guess they covered it up in a hurry. Hey, Nick. If that drain's covered, the boy won't be able to get in. Yeah, I think that was the idea. I feel kind of sorry for him, though, don't you? What, you want to rip the grate off? Really, Nick? We can? Whoa, she's serious? Uh-oh. Let's rip it open, see where we go. Well, I guess some things are just made to be broken. Yay! You know, Nick, you're pretty swell sometimes. Sometimes? Yeah! There. That should make the kids happy. The things we do. Yeah, the drain grate is off, and I know who did it. Now the kids will be able to come in again. Doesn't it make you feel great to do a good deed like that? Must be nice to live so free of guilt. Alright then. That's... Alright. Let's go somewhere else then, I guess. We've caused too much trouble here. Don't think really there's anything else in here, though. October 18th, Glow Studios restroom. This is where the Steel Samurai costume was on the day of the murder. That's what Mr. Powers says, at least. I guess they snuck in and took it while he was sleeping. But Nick, what if Mr. Powers hadn't been sleeping? I wonder what the killer was planning on doing then. Huh. She's got a point. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Let's head back out. Main gate. There you are. Oh, hello. Oh ho! You look a little out of place. It's the clothes, isn't it? I thought my camo vest might do the trick. Kind of an alternative guard fashion thing. Oop. The studios. So, how are the studios doing? There's police wandering around everywhere. It's terrible. They won't even let me clean up. Don't want me disturbing evidence. I haven't even cleaned up our lunch plates from the day of the murder. You mean those plates with the steak bones left over on them in the employee area? Yeah, can you believe it? The fanboy. Do kids sneak in here a lot? Well, I don't think there's that many of them, but I do see one in particular a bunch. He's always gawking at the sets or snapping pictures. You should see old Windbag's eyes flash when she sees him. She has a bit of trouble catching him, though. The director, et al. I heard something at the trial today. They said that the director and producers were here in the day of the murder. Oh, sorry. I was in the prop storage room, so I didn't see them. I guess they were here, though. The studio head seemed pretty eager to keep us quiet. So they were trying to protect the director? More the producer, really. The producer's our real star here. She saved these studios from the brink of disaster and kept them running. I don't think we'd still be in business if it weren't for that producer. The producer, huh? Can I show you anything? Here, have a spear. Say, you work with the props, right? About that murder weapon. You mean the samurai spear? Yeah, it's a prop, but it's still pretty heavy. I hate having to carry that thing around. So you'd have to be pretty strong to use that as a weapon, it sounds like. Why is Mr. Powers the only person I can think of? I guess that's it. Let's check the detention center. October 18th, detention center, visitor's room. Oh, Mr. Wright. Thank you for earlier. Not at all. We got lucky, to tell the truth. You can say that again. Let's not. So, WP, do you have any leads that might get us going in the right direction? Sorry, but no. Be sure to tell us anything that comes to mind, no matter how small. We can't rely on getting lucky again tomorrow. Yes. The fanboy. Doer, fanboys sneak into the studios often? No, not that I know of. That security lady's pretty strict with them. But in today's testimony, did she say they were often hanging around? The kids really, really love the Steel Samurai. They sneak past when she's not looking, I guess. The director. Was the director present at the morning run-through? Yes, he was. He was directing how the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate should move. Why didn't you tell us that before? Well, just the studio asked us to keep quiet. That has nothing to do with this. I hate to repeat myself, but Nick here is a newbie lawyer, fresh off the bar. When he loses, he's going to lose big. I see. Whose side is she on? You aren't hiding anything else from us, are you? No, I sure hope not. Alright. I don't know. Let's go somewhere else, I guess. Alright. Let's try somewhere else then, I guess. Dressing room? What? WTF? Who are you dudes now? Huh? Wait, you first. Who are you? You look pretty suspicious to me. Whatever, lamers. How can you not know the great Salmonella? I make the lead shows. The Steel Samurai? Mine. RTFC. Read the film credits. Really? You're the Salmonella? I'm so sorry. You look so... sorry. No, quite alright, really. It's fine, Ruffle. I don't like this guy. What is it? You know, on closer inspection. Yeah. Ha. Hey, do you do a lot of cosplay? Because that costume rocksers. Rocksors? What? Hey, you're drooling. Huh? Lol. Buffer overrun. You've triggered my creative powers. Yes, it's coming to me. Pink Princess. The sequel to the Steel Samurai. Pink Princess, warrior of little oldie Tokyo. Ruffle, Mao. Pink Princess? Why's it gotta be little old Tokyo? Why can't it have a cool name like Neo Oldie Tokyo? Maya, we really need to talk about cool. Hello, weird person. Did you notice anything unusual on the day of the murder? Oh, I know what you dudes are. That security lady told you about us, eh? That's right. It's a pretty regular day. We had a run-through for an action scene in the morning. Then a meeting from lunchtime in the Studio 2 trailer. I was so busy I didn't even get a chance to eat lunch. Sad face. He actually said sad face. A T-bone steak, was it? Yeah, sucksers. I hate missing out on food. Nick, what does sucksors mean? No idea. Anyway, I was in the meeting from noon until 4. With the producer and some bigwigs from the network. Mr. Hammer's time of death was estimated at 2:30 p.m. If he's telling the truth, that meeting gives him an alibi. Gadget Club. About the producer who was at the meeting with you. Oh, you mean DeVasquez? She's a genius. Mad skills all the way. Scary though. Sweats. She brought these studios back from the brink of destruction. She's the one who made it possible for me to make the Steel Samurai. You had a meeting with her on the day of the murder, right? Yeah, we were together from noon to 4 p.m. the whole time. The bigwigs. Who exactly are these bigwigs people keep mentioning? Oh, the boss over at the network and some sponsors. Also a few production guys. They piled into a limousine and got here right around noon. Major tension. Sweats. Were all of them with you the entire time? Yeah, unfortunately. They're all gray-haired geezers. Scowl. Sounds like they'd all be reliable witnesses. Alright then. I don't know. I guess that's really it. Nothing else really applies, I guess. And I guess I'll try and find somebody and then call it a day. Maybe Studio 2? I'm gonna guess Studio 2 is gonna be a thing. Haha. October 18th, Studio 2 entrance. This place is deserted. Crash. Hey, Nick, what was that noise? It sounded like it came from inside the trailer. Someone must be inside. Hello? No answer. Pretty suspicious if you ask me, Nick. Let's go in. I'm not sure we should be barging in. Huh? It's locked. What? Don't we have a key? No, but there's probably one in the guard station at the main gate. What are we waiting for? Let's borrow it. If they'll let us. Alright, just a bit longer. Aha! You again! Dang! How rude, acting like you've seen a ghost. You certainly got back to your post quickly. Oh, the police took me away, they did. They pulled out a spare steel samurai costume. Told me to put it on. Can you imagine? How could I, a sweet little old lady, wear a giant suit like that? Mr. Powers is pretty tall. As soon as they saw there was no way I could wear it, they let me go. I guess that would rule out her being the murderer. Anyway. Know this, whippersnapper. This old lady never forgets a slight or insult. And you won't get any information on me. My lips are sealed. You sure are talking a lot for someone with sealed lips. Starting now. 1, 2, 3. This lady's too much. Alright. We'll leave Old Bag for next time, I guess. This is, gonna be, Old Bag, everybody. Alright, I think it's this one. There we are. Save. Oh, also, I think, just an aside, I can show you the title screen. And the, yeah. I guess there's no option to the other thing. Anyway, that is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And we're still working on the Samurai Turnabout, or what have you. So, thank you guys for hanging around and being with me on this wacky, zany, crazy adventure. We'll see more of, like, this is like nothing. There's a hell of a lot more crazy shit in this game. Anyway, take care, everybody. See you later. Try and figure out who the murderer is if you can.